Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but something still keeps you stuck? Like no matter how many goals you set, books you read, or affirmations you say, your life just keeps looping through the same patterns? Let me ask you something that might sting a little. What if the obstacle isn't out there? What if it's you, or more precisely, the version of you you've been programmed to believe is normal? Today, we're going to unlock something profound. This isn't about working harder or chasing one more success hack. This is about shifting the inner mechanism of your mind. Because once you rewire your thoughts, your identity, your emotional baseline, everything else begins to reorganize around that. Imagine waking up one day and realizing your old limitations? Gone. Your procrastination? Dissolved. Your anxiety? Replaced with clarity and calm. Sounds like magic? It's actually neuroscience. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful mindset shifts that rewire your brain to manifest a life that matches your potential, not your past. These aren't just tips. These are biological upgrades for your future self. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what's been keeping you stuck, you'll know exactly how to break free. Let's begin this transformation. Because your mind isn't just a recording of the past. It's a map to your future. Most people live in reaction mode. Their thoughts are reruns. Their emotions are echoes from yesterday. And their decisions? Autopilot, wrapped in a to-do list. But here's the truth no one tells you. Every time you react without awareness, you reinforce the neural pathways of your past. That's why nothing seems to change, even when you're trying. Now imagine this. What if you stopped reacting and started intending? When you wake up in the morning, before touching your phone, before checking email, you pause. And you choose how you want to feel. You decide what kind of energy you're going to carry into the day. That one choice? It changes everything. Because when you set an intention, you shift from surviving to creating. From passive to powerful. Neuroscience shows us that intention activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, focus, and future thinking. It's the steering wheel of your consciousness. Here's a practical example. Instead of saying, "I hope today goes well," you say, "Today, I show up with clarity, confidence, and calm, no matter what." And then you feel that intention. You breathe it. You become it. This isn't just mental fluff. You're literally changing the electrical pattern in your brain. You're aligning with a future version of you, one that no longer reacts to the world, but influences it. Let me tell you about someone who tried this. They were constantly anxious at work, always bracing for chaos. But they began each morning with one intention: I am grounded, focused, and enough. Within 3 weeks, not only did their stress drop, their team started responding differently too. Why? Because their energy shifted first. Energy leads. Reality follows. So, what's your intention today? Not what you wish would happen. But how will you choose to be, regardless of the noise around you? That's the shift. And once you make it, you stop being a mirror of the world, and start being the force that shapes it. Let's get honest for a moment. Every thought you think, every emotion you repeat, is reinforcing one thing: who you believe you are. Not who you could be. Not who you want to become. But the story, often unconscious, that you've been telling yourself for years. And here's the problem: you can't create a new life with the same old identity. Your brain is like a scriptwriter, directing your behavior to match your self-concept. If your internal dialogue says, "I'm not good with money, I always sabotage relationships, I'm just not confident enough," then guess what? Your subconscious mind will prove you right, over and over again. But what if that script isn't true? What if it's just familiar? Rewriting your identity starts with becoming the observer. Instead of reacting to thoughts, you witness them. Instead of saying, "This is who I am," you start asking, "Who told me that?" Here's a tool: catch yourself in a limiting belief, and immediately follow it with, "But what if that's just a story?" Let me illustrate. There was someone who grew up hearing they were lazy. That became their identity, even though they worked hard. Once they realized it wasn't laziness, but chronic self-doubt, they rewrote the script. I'm disciplined. I follow through. I am capable. They didn't just repeat it, they acted on it. And over time, their brain rewired to match the new identity. This isn't magic. It's neuroplasticity. When you change the way you think about yourself, you change the way your brain fires. And when neurons fire differently, they wire differently. Eventually, you stop trying to become the best version of you, and you start being it. Here's an invitation. Choose a new identity that aligns with your vision. Then ask, how would that version of me talk? Walk? Think? Respond? And start doing that, now. Because if you wait to feel ready, you're just reinforcing the old script. Let's flip everything you thought you knew about reality. You've heard the phrase, I'll believe it when I see it, right? But what if the opposite is true? What if you'll see it, only after you believe and feel it? Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you emotionally rehearse success, your mind lights up as if it's already happened. That's the secret. Most people wait for a new job, a new relationship, or a new bank balance before they feel happy, grateful, or abundant. But in the quantum world, energy precedes matter. You must feel the future before it arrives. Here's what happens when you do. Your brain starts firing new circuits. Your body begins producing new chemicals. And your frequency, yes, the electromagnetic signature of your being, changes. That's when the universe responds. So how do you do this? Simple, visualize. Emotionally. Repeatedly. Here's an exercise, close your eyes. Picture a future scene where your dream is real. Don't just see it, feel it. What do you hear? What's your posture? Who's around you? What's your energy like? You're not imagining for entertainment. You're programming your nervous system to believe. And belief creates behavior. Behavior shapes results. Let me share a story. Someone wanted to leave a toxic job. But instead of obsessing over the problem, she created a morning ritual. Every day, she visualized walking into a place where she felt respected, energized, and excited. She felt it so strongly, she started dressing like that version of herself. Within 60 days, she received an unexpected offer. Different company. Different city. Exactly the energy match she'd been rehearsing. Coincidence? Or coherence? Because when your inner world aligns with the future you desire, opportunity becomes magnetic. So here's your invitation. Each morning, spend just 5 minutes becoming emotionally familiar with your desired future. Make gratitude and excitement your starting point, not your reward. Because the more you feel it now, the faster it becomes your reality. So let's pause and take a breath together. You've just discovered 3 powerful mindset shifts. First, you learn to stop reacting and start intending, aligning your energy before your day begins. Then, you saw how to rewrite the script of your identity, replacing old beliefs with empowering truths. And finally, you trained your brain to feel the future now, because when you embody the frequency of your vision, the world responds. But here's the deeper truth, none of this matters unless you take the next step. Not tomorrow. Not when you have time. Now. You don't need to wait for a perfect moment or cosmic signal. You've already received it, by being here, watching this, awakening to this awareness. The most successful, fulfilled people don't have more time. They have more intention. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, mental, emotional, energetic. You can be one of them. But only if you decide that your past no longer defines your future. So let me ask you, seedling, what's the one shift you're ready to commit to today? Compass, who is the version of you that already lives the life you desire? Key, what can you do in the next 24 hours to show up as that person? Drop your answer in the comments, I want to hear from you. And if this resonated with you, like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. There's more coming, because your transformation doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. Your mind is not a reflection of your history. It's the blueprint of your destiny. And that future? It's waiting for you.